Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the new suit, the Moon Gundam. And if you want to be technical, it's the Vargal with the Psycho Gundam Mark IV G-Doors head on it. But yeah, that together makes the Moon Gundam, which is kind of surprising we haven't got the Psycho Gundam yet. I guess they wanted to rush out the Moon Gundam after we all saw that they put out the Vargal. But yeah, we finally have the Moon Gundam in a quick, record time. We had all the Federation suits straight to the one Neo Zeon suit, and then the Vargal, then the suit. So yeah, we finally have it, and I can say it's a pretty good suit. But how does it stack up against the other 700 4-stars? We'll see. And of course, these two matches here, I have two here for you. One is going to be in a custom match, the first one here with friends, and the second one's going to be me testing out on I thought, the next 700 match after the one on the day it released was going to be like a different, mixed maps, No, it's Arctic Base again, so it's another Arctic Base match. I do want to use this on some other maps, but it's been Arctic Base in City Ruins for 700. But I would like to use this on maps like Mountain. Actually, no, I have used it on Mountain. It's pretty decent on Mountain because the way you can use some of the weapons here. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the stats here. For the, I should say it's a 700 suit, if it's not already obvious. It is a level 1 700 suit. It has 20,500 HP. You have 29 ballistic resistance, 20 beam resistance, 29 melee resistance, 35 range strength, 35 melee strength, 135 speed, 225 boost speed, 75 thruster gauge, and 78 rotation or turning speed, if you want to call it that. And I believe that goes up in space. I want to say this thing has space compatibility, but anyway, slots you have 18 close range, 20 mid range, and 14 long range slots. And I gotta say, the 20 beam resistance is pretty low for 700. So, if anything, you do have enough slots to definitely buff that up. Like I immediately went for that thing because there's some suits that can, like the new Gundam, this is Obby. Both suits you better be expecting to see at 700 can fuck you up with beams. Yeah, so definitely go buff up that beam resistance. And of course, you probably want to do the melee resistance as well, because you will be fighting other Sazabis and Moon Gundams, and maybe a Vargal or two. But there's a lot of room here to make up different builds. You can go for melee or you can go for range, because it is tied for 35 for both. So nice, and of course you can get some thruster gauge up if you want it as well. And then for your primary weapons, you have the Vargal Beam Rifle Grenade Launcher, which is the same as, of course, the Vargals. Literally the same weapon is a shotgun uncharged, and it turns into a regular stun rifle when charged, and can shoot farther, of course. And that is 400 damage, 75% heat rate, 175 range, and, again, you have to charge it. And yeah, again, this is a pretty good weapon. If you haven't seen my Vargal initial thoughts, the shotgun on this is way better than the Sazabi's shotgun, in my opinion. Actually, no, I think it's pretty much a fact now. Like the Sazabi's, you even use both your shots, your beam shot rifle, and you'll not get a stun. This suit, yeah, it works significantly better. There'll be some often times, like, oh, okay, I didn't hit most of my beam shots, so it's gonna not get a stun. But with the other weapons this suit has, you can get a quick stun accumulation out of that, So yeah, and of course you can charge it up and you can get a regular stun that way without having to use the shotgun mode, so that's good. And of course it comes with a grenade launcher as well, so I'm going to go ahead and list the grenade launcher even though it's in a secondary weapon. That is the Beam Rifle Grenade Launcher. That's 1,400 damage, you get 1 round and 250 range, and it's just like your other grenade launchers. I actually have a build where I use the grenade launcher in one of them, the Vargal beam rifle with the grenade launcher. And I have one of my quick swaps as the grenade launcher itself, so I can get a stun lock or follow up on dodge rolls, all that good shit. Now for your next primary weapon, you have the Moon Gundam Beam Tomahawk, which is totally just the Vargal's Tomahawk, but it does 2,900 damage, and of course you're not a raid, you're a general, so and I believe you have lower melee, so you're not going to be doing as much damage as the Vargals, but it's still pretty decent for a general to have. 2,900, Jesus Christ, 2,900, that's pretty good. And of course, same moveset as the Vargals as well. Again, like the Vargals, don't expect to have the insane range as the Sazabi's Tomahawk, because that there's no beating that. You also have melee priority 2, I should say. And now for your secondary weapons, you have the Head Vulcan Gun ×2, which is 160 damage, 50 rounds, and 180 range. And yeah, pretty good Vulcans, you know, 160 damage, that's pretty damn good. They shoot pretty fast, and they have a lot of quantity to them. So, pretty good Vulcans, and really good for following up on really low health enemies. Or, again, if you use the shotgun and you miss a stun, or, you know, using the Psycho Plates that are coming up here, you can use that to help get a stun accumulation. So, nice. Next secondary weapon, you have the Butterfly Edge ×2 again, which is 1,500 damage. You get 2 rounds, which you use them both when you use it anyway. And you got 300 range. And of course, it follows wherever you're looking, you know, your reticle. Yeah, same with the Vargals from the last initial thoughts. These are really good. If you don't know how the Butterfly Edge works, if you haven't seen my initial thoughts on the Vargal, that it counts as a, even though you can send it at range, it counts as a melee weapon. And it goes through maneuver armor, and it goes through the new Gundam's beam shield, which is really good. That directly counters suits with maneuver armor, and of course the new Gundam when it uses that beam shield. So that's a very good weapon. You can use it for close range combos, you know, stun locks. You can incorporate it to a lot of combos. You know, you can use the shotgun into that, into your psychos or your melee. So pretty good weapon still, and it's on a general, so you won't be getting less damage for hitting it, which is good. And now for the next weapon, the one that pretty controversial for me and my friends, that is the Psycho Plates launch, which is 1,500 damage, 1 round, 300 range. And if you haven't seen it this match, it is basically funnels. They're physical funnels that you lock onto somebody, and the funnels will line up on top of you, and they'll go out one at a time to hit somebody. But the thing is, the way they work is, you'll see it here, they only go where they're facing, so they all don't converge on the one person hitting them one at a time, you know, which kind of makes it, if you're using it by itself, it's really poor, in my opinion. They're very easy to dodge because they have, of course, some like setup to it. And if somebody is standing still, the first 2 Psycho Plates, of course, depending on how big the suit is, the first 2 Psycho Plates are always going to miss. So you want to use these in specific situations, whether it's like a tight corridor where your teammates are kind of distracting the enemy. You can kind of send those out to get some extra damage. Or I've seen a pretty cool combo, I think Sync, Wavy, and Trunks, Strife, all those I think it was Trunks, maybe some other of my friends. I know some of my other friends have been using it too, where you want to go for a downswing on somebody with your melee, and then you see me attempting to do it, but I'm always too late because I fuck it up. You want to lock on and then send your funnels out, and then while they're attacking the enemy, like right here, you can go in for another downswing, get some pretty good damage. And the good thing is that the Psycho Plates do ready up pretty fast, so there's that. However, they do not penetrate, I believe, and if they hit a wall, then they just come back immediately to you. So they're not the best funnels, in my opinion. I think they're probably one of the worst. But if you can effectively combo with them, they can be pretty damn good. But it's only for those specific situations, because you can throw them out every now and then, but the enemy has to be like distracted, because if they see you using that, they're just going to dip. And hey, mission completed. And hey, top individual score, nice, almost, no, never mind, not almost 5,000, 4,200, nice, gonna praise some people, and 4th place, 5 and 3, I didn't realize I got 120k, nice, and second match gonna be on Arctic Base, 700, and yeah, so Psycho Plates, it depends on the situation for me. I don't think, I would have preferred if they would have just, worked like the other fin funnels where they surround somebody, but instead of shooting beams at them, they just hit them, you know, like normal. Because the regular funnels you can still miss, or, you know, very few of them will hit using regular funnels, so that could still work with Psycho Plates. They don't even have to stun. Oh, that's another thing, they don't even stun when they hit somebody as well. But yeah, for your next Psycho Plates weapon here, you have the Psycho Plates Defend, which is 0 damage, 100% heat rate, which is basically your new Gundam beam shield, and it's actually better than the new Gundam's beam shield. It not only does it block you know, range attacks, it also blocks melee attacks, which is really damn good. However, I think it can only block 1 at the moment. I think there's something in this match, or maybe the last match, where I tanked 2 hits, But I think that might be depending on how damaging the melee weapon is, you know? So I don't know exactly how... Also, if you see me randomly tackling, that's just because I got a new controller that day. And man, it's been tough trying to learn the delay on it. I've been just randomly tackling. It's like, oh fuck, I'm dead. But yeah, I think it might depend on the melee strength, of course. Kind of like with the range strength, hitting your shield. You know, it's better to attack a beam shield or the psychoplate shield with weapons that are multi-shot and don't overheat in one shot, because if you use an instant stun, you just wasted your instant stun, you know? So that's good. That's a pretty good defense there. And again, it blocks melee, which is that can guarantee to save your life when you're fighting a probably a raid, you know, or somebody, you know, the Sazabi, since it's 700, they're gonna run up to you and try and hit you with their beam tomahawk from a mile away. But yeah, so pretty useful. And then for your skills, you have Shock Absorber level 3, you have a double dodge roll, you know, evasion level 2, you have Blast Stabilizer, so you don't get stunned when around a mobile suit exploding. You have Flight Control level 3, so you can boost in the air. You have Balancers, you know, you can attack while boosting, all that good shit. You have Ambac level 2, you have Maneuver Armor level 1, you have Force Injectors level 2, you have Melee Combo Controller, that's 2 swings. You have a radar level 3, and you have personnel radar, which I'm trying to remember if any of the other 700 suits have this, and that lets you see pilots on the ground. I believe at 150 range for the level 1. And then you have Saikamu Weapon Buffer level 5, which that is 40% off, 40% resistance when you get shot where your funnels are. However, don't rely on that, because obviously you're going to be facing towards people half the time, so they're probably going to be shooting you and not your shield. But it can be a lifesaver if you get knocked to the ground and you're on your stomach, or you're on the belly of the suit, and people attack your back, and that can save your life. You know, minus 40 melee resist, or minus 40 resistance overall is pretty good. And then you have leg buffer, and you have a counter program, just like the other level 4 suits. If you're at a low enough health, you will do a special counter, and I believe the special counter for this suit is that it just rams all those psychoplates into the opponent and does a lot of damage. However, if you're already using the psychoplates, the moment you get that counter, you will do a regular counter instead. I don't know if you'll still do the good damage that the special counter does, though. I don't know about that. If it does, that's still good, you know. And yeah, that is the Moon Gundam. And I gotta say, the Moon Gundam has a lot of potential to be it's a really good combo suit, a really good suit for, you know, you can single out somebody. Of course, you know, with that shotgun, getting that stun, or the, oh, I forgot to mention that it has another weapon, which if you've done the 7 step-ups, you get the long rifle, the one thing that the Sazabi's missing. However, it's called the Moon Gundam's long rifle, so it's not even the Sazabi's. Sazabi got robbed. But yeah, you got the Moon Gundam long rifle. That's 2,500 damage, 75% heat rate, and 400 range. And you can charge it, and when you charge it, it pretty much goes sniping distance. And yeah, uncharged, it does a instant stun, and if you charge it up, also does an instant stun. And that is I think I'm using it this match. And yeah, that is a really good, you know, just a nice basic stunning weapon. So a lot of people say that the Vargul beam rifle is better, and I think so too. But you know, if you're not good with shotguns, then the long rifle is just your basic instant stun rifle. So it's not a bad choice either. But you will be missing an extra stun option with the grenade launcher. And also, the good thing about this is that you can actually give it to the Sazabi. And I actually have a few matches recorded with the Sazabi using long rifle, and I gotta say, it actually makes the Sazabi better, in my opinion, because, again, that beam shot rifle, not that good. You know, the Vargul's beam rifle is definitely better at stunning the shotgun way, you know. But yeah, back to the Moon Gundam proper. Yeah, the Moon Gundam is a pretty good combo suit if you know how to combo with it. Unfortunately, I am not too terribly good with the suit. Either I get attacked from behind by somebody, or latency fucks me up and I can't complete my full combo. But when you do get the combo, I believe I actually do manage to get the combos once or twice this match. You can do some pretty damn good damage, and especially if you're working with a teammate. You know, they knock somebody down, you can use your Psycho Plates, and you can follow up with your melee and all that. It's a pretty, again, it's a really good combo suit that does a lot of good damage, but you just have to be careful because, well, we're going to do the pros and cons here, starting off with the cons. First con for this suit is that you have 20 beam resistance, which is quite low at 700, so if I were you, I would recommend putting on beam resistance, unless you really want to rely on being a one-shot wonder with your, you know, you want to up your melee and your range strength, which is worth it, but again, you have 20 beam resistance at 700, so you get shot by a support, then bye-bye to all your health, you know. So yeah, that's our first con. Second con is that your suit is actually a big suit, and maybe not big width-wise, but actually no, big width-wise because of your Psycho Plates. Those Psycho Plates are you can catch people using that. I believe I caught a few almost said Psycho Gundams. I caught a few Moon Gundams just by hitting their plates. They will take 40% less damage, but they're still getting stunned, and that leads them to a lot of opportunities for me to follow up on them. You know, they might have to waste a dodge roll. You know, if they boosted beforehand, then hey, there goes their dodge roll, or they can't dodge roll anymore. You know. Or, you know, they have to waste one, and they have to either use another one or boost away. There's a lot of things, you know, you don't want to get stunned, basically. And this suit is a pretty decent size. So you really have to watch out when using this suit around people. Or, you know, be careful when you're coming around from the left side, because your shield coming out, or your Psycho Plate's coming out before you. Kind of like with the Q-Blade and the Genmu Fin, how they have body parts sticking out around corners. Another con, I think there's one I'm trying to go for. Oh yeah, the Psycho Plates. I don't think the Psycho Plates are really all that good. I mean, they're good for the specified situations, like I've mentioned before. You know, you can use them for comboing people for a specific combo, or if the opponent is just really dumb and not looking towards you. I shouldn't say really dumb. If they're not paying attention, I should say. It's only really dumb if they're looking at you and then they use your Psycho Plates and they just sit there and take it. You know. But hey, mission completed. We'll get to the pros here in a second, and we'll see what we got going on here. And not on the board, but I did like my team there. And hey, third place, 3-2, almost 100k damage, and second assists. Yeah, pretty good Moon Gundam suit. Pretty good Moon Gundam suit. It is the Moon Gundam. And then for the rest of the pros here, or I should say now we go into the pros. The pros for this suit is that it has some really good weapons. The Vargo beam rifle, of course, is a really damn good weapon. You also come with an extra stun if you're using it. The long rifle is a good weapon as well that can hit from a distance, and instant stuns as well. The Psycho Plates defend is it's not even a weapon, but I'll put it in here as a pro as well. Is that shields you from not only range attacks but melee attacks. That is really fucking good. The Butterfly Edge, as I said with the Vargo. In the initial thoughts for the Vargo, that is really good weapon as well. Again, it stops maneuver armor, and it stops the new Gundam's beam shield. That is a direct counter. That is really damn good. And for more pros, I should say that the head Vulcans are pretty good as well. Pretty good with the head Vulcans. The skills are also nice. You get a double dodge roll. You have maneuver armor. You have force injector level 2. You know, you got all the good stuff you want. And the Saikamu weapon buffer level 5. 40% less damage when you get hit on your back where the Psycho Plates are. So you can kind of be tanky, I guess, if you're not facing your opponents. If you want to moonwalk towards them. No, don't do that. But yeah, that is the Moon Gundam. I gotta say, again, it's a pretty good suit. It's not my kind of suit, however. There's moments where I try to combo people, and latency will fuck me over from doing my full combo. But if you do manage to get that damage off, you will do some pretty, again, damn good damage. It is a good suit at soloing out opponents, singling out, I should say, singling out opponents and just melting their health if you know the combos. Or it's a really good assisting suit as well. However, do I think it's better than the new Gundam and Sazabi? I think this is better than the Sazabi, at least how its weapons are. I think the Sazabi is, of course, better at the close range game, and that's what you want to do with the Sazabi, and that's kind of how the meta of this game revolves. It's kind of like how I said with the Sazabi and New Gundam. New Gundam is a better versatile suit, but the Sazabi is better for the meta of the game, being stun and melee. And of course, I have to say that I don't think the Moon Gundam is as good as the Moon Gundam. Yeah, I almost said, I keep thinking I'm saying new, but it's Moon. The Moon Gundam isn't as good as the New Gundam, in my opinion. However, this is initial thoughts, so maybe in the next week or next few days, I should say. You know, I can be proven wrong. You know, sometimes I get proven wrong. You know, I didn't think much of the Barzan when it came out, or the some other suit I can't think of. You know, there's always chance for the Moon Gundam to rise up to the top. Somebody will find something disgusting. You know, we already found out that combo you can do with the Psycho Plates that can make it really good damage, or make you get really good damage. So there's that. But, you know, for me, the New Gundam, I think, is a lot more versatile, just how it is, even though it can't tank a melee hit with the beam shield. And again, the Moon Gundam is just so... I love that. I love the suit. I'm not a fan of the suit, but I am a fan of the suit in this game, how it plays. And I do think it's going to be a pretty hard suit to contend to. But the Moon Gundam does try, you know, it does try to contend with this suit. And I do think it does a pretty good job at doing what it's trying to do. However, it can be a little bit hard for some people to play, because I've seen some people just spam the Psycho Plates and call it a day, you know. They don't try to get aggressive with the melee. I know in some situations I'm not getting aggressive, probably because I don't judge that my melee is going to hit, you know. Because again, I believe the second match I'm playing with you know, Arctic Base, I'm playing with the Japanese players because it's late at night, and man, trying to hit people that are in different countries can be like rolling the dice, you know. But yeah, so, and hey, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section how you feel about the Moon Gundam. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And yeah, I like the Moon Gundam. Although I will, at 700, I'll definitely just be playing the New Gundam more. And since I have the long rifle for the Sazabi, I will definitely be playing the Sazabi a lot more, because I can actually stun people with that primary weapon, you know. But the Moon Gundam's not a bad suit, you know. And if you guys are really interested in those combo heavy suits, good at singling out opponents, it's kind of like being a raid, but you're not a raid. You're like one of those melee generals, you know. But that's still good. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I will see you guys later. Bye.